Hey guys, Dumelang ni hao. I go by the name Loretta Law. So today's sit down is part 2 of what it feels like to live in China, what it feels like to be an expat. Technically, it's not really part 2 because the first one was more about what it feels like visiting China, right? Like what it's like being in China, but more of when you're visiting. But now this vlog or this sit down, chit chat, chow, it's about what it feels like to be an expat in China. Now, if you are following me on my Instagram, you will see that I had surgery done recently, right? Quite daunting. It was, quite frightening. It was a life-threatening situation. And I can say before I tear up, it was life-threatening. And I can say that, guys, that took so much from me in so many ways, like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually also. Like it grew, it stretched me, right? It didn't take anything away spiritually, but it really stretched me. It was life-threatening. Now, being an expat in China, listen, it's all great and fun and games when you're not ill. If you have a very strong immune system, you don't have a lot of allergies, or you never have to be in any medical emergency. I, for one, have had the challenges of having quite a weak immune system, which quite sucks. So I found myself in hospital, which is a story for like another lifetime. But I found myself in hospital about 2 weeks ago. I don't even know how I've made it here. It's not me. All I can say is that it's God. Like, glory be to him, because I don't know how I made it out of that. But anyway, so basically what happened was, while I was in hospital, which I'm not going to get into that, but while I was in hospital, the nurses, they're not as caring as they would be or as they are back home. Now, I'm in between jobs right now, right? So which means no medical insurance at the moment, because I just resigned from my previous job. I'm on a break. I'm going to my next job, right? So which means no medical insurance right now, right? Which means everything that happens to me, whether it's just seeing a doctor, whatever, I need to pay cash, right? So I went to a public hospital because I can't afford an international hospital at the moment, especially paying cash. And that costed me a good 20,000 Rand. And that's cash, right? And it was urgent. It was urgent. Guys, the medical staff here is not as caring, especially at the public hospitals. And listen, I don't say that they are purposely not like that. I just think that because the culture here, they're not emotionally aware. They have no emotional awareness, or even like mental health here is really compromised because they're not quite emotionally woke. It's do what you gotta do it by the book, and that's it, and leave. Like, there's no time to be like, aski, see, I don't worry. None of that. It's do what you gotta do it by the book, and leave, right? So I just felt like a body. I just felt like a stat, just a body. And guys, I think that is what was more daunting than the actual procedure, right? The procedure, I had kind of accepted that whatever happens is meant to be, right? But the emotional side of it, and I'm like such an emotional person, but I was numb because I didn't receive the care and the love and the charisma that I would usually get back home. Listen, I know back home that we normally say our public hospitals are, not the best, but a bit of TLC, guys, really goes a long way. Also, I wasn't given any painkillers No painkillers, nothing to subside my pain, nothing to just compress that pain physically, that is. They just believe more on the body must heal naturally, right? Of course, this might work differently in an international hospital because it's not only based on Chinese methods, but here it's more about the body should heal naturally. I was in so much pain, excruciating pain. Stitches, everything, it was just so painful. And after the operation, I thought, okay, I'm gonna get a couple of painkillers to knock me out or to help me with the pain. Guys, I was just told, listen, you have to deal with this. Your body needs to heal naturally. And I've cried so much from the pain, from the trauma and everything, but it's not easy, you know. And if you are an expat, or if you're planning on being an expat, actually, I would suggest that make sure that your school covers medical insurance for international hospitals. Like, that is, you know, my little 2 cents. MSH is one of the best plans. Find out more about MSH, and it's not that expensive, but it's one of the best plans. But listen, I know certain schools that just cover you for public hospitals, or, you know, yeah. And listen, no, I remember one of the nurses, I had a fight with the doctor. I was like, listen, I don't like how you're treating me. Y'all are coming into this room making so much noise, and because they're just naturally loud, and imagine you're in so much pain, excruciating pain, and the medical staff gets embarrassed because it's just naturally who they are. And I was like, stop. Don't come into this room, lerasa, and then next thing, you guys don't even give me pain meds. Like, the least you can do is just keep it down. And I was so mad. And, you know, I remember the last night, my boyfriend really, like, quizzed me because he's like, babe, nah. I was so mad. One of the nurses, first of all, the bedding is not changed, right? Cool. Unless you ask them. And we asked them, listen, can it be changed? Because it's dirty, you know, because of all the fluids and everything. It's just dirty, you know. She literally, and she was disgusted. She had the look of disgust. And guys, when you are in so much pain, compromised also, and helpless, to look at somebody and see that and know that this person's supposed to help you, and then look at you with disgust. It could be a racial thing, or it could just be that she's in the wrong profession. I don't know. But and then she kicked my blanket and just held them like this, and I was just like kicking them, and I was just like, oh my God, no. Also, let me get into the transportation while I remember. It is so convenient. Now, the life in China is not as cheap as people would think it is back home. It is reasonable and convenient, right? It's a convenient lifestyle. In terms of the transportation, you have subway stations everywhere in the bigger cities. The small cities don't really have subway stations. Like the city that I live in at the moment does not have a subway station, but the cabs are easily accessible. They're cheap. There are bicycles everywhere. So you just use Alipay, and you just scan a QR code, and you just get a bicycle, and you can cycle from point A to point B, and it just charges you like 3 rand, right? But remember to lock the bicycle afterwards. Otherwise, yeah, you have to pay for that. If you check out on my IGTV, I was on the subway, and yeah, so that mode of transportation is about 10 rand from point A to point B in the same city. Right, now intercity transportation, it's the speed train, and that's also cheap. Like, you know, if you check out my previous vlogs, I've been going to different cities. I use the speed train most of the time from one city to the next, and that's also very cheap. Like, it could cost you 60 rand for second class, and business class could cost you about 300 rand, depending on how far the city is, right? But it's relatively cheap. So yeah, as I was saying, which is point 3, while you're traveling on the subway or on the train or cycling or walking somewhere, you will have Chinese people taking videos of you and pictures of you. Now, in the beginning, when you're a tourist or visiting, it's bearable or maybe a shock, but I handled it very well in the beginning. Oh my gosh, what's going on with this cute dress of mine? Why don't you tell me though? Anyway, I love this outfit. So in the beginning, I was able to handle it, right? I was just like, listen, this is fine. I can handle this. It's cute. I feel famous. But as time goes on, now as an expat, you are living here, you've got a job, you are constantly stressed out by life, right? This is your daily routine. Now to have somebody shove a camera in your face, and they're not hiding it, child. Like they're not even trying to hide it. Sometimes they laugh at you, actually. It's not even like cute, like smile for the camera and, no, they bahoteja because you look different. And most of the time, it's the ignorant old people that do this because they are ignorant. We can't even say they're not exposed to certain people or certain cultures or certain nationalities because, to be fair, like technology has made it easy. Like that's not even an excuse anymore, especially in China. Technology has made it easy for them. So they take a picture of you, shove it in your face, not even try to hide. Sometimes like, or about like, hey, Sheba, Bona, black person in the building or in the train. It is annoying, right? I remember I posted a video on Twitter and on Instagram of an old person that was touching my bust and my ass, right? Now I know I am fairly gifted, right? Not extremely but fairly gifted in comparison to them, of course, right? Now this is, like I said, you get tired of it, right? You get tired of the fighting it also. You can't be fighting the same thing over and over again. Walab. Sometimes you get to a point where you're like, there are bigger problems in my life that need my attention, not somebody touching my best child. And she was, listen, she was cute. She was old, it's not an excuse. But for me, it was like, she's a good 70 years old. Listen, let me grace her with my boobs and my ass. She can touch it, y'all. I have no problem. I had no problem. I was over it. And I took a video of her, right? Because I wanted to use that on my platform. You just condition your mind that I'm in their country. I'm in their country, right? And thank God for the work opportunities that are here. Thank God for the salary that I have. Thank God. You just, you somehow do that. Listen, it's not easy, but you sometimes do that. And you sometimes get tired of having the same fight over and over. But you do have the fights. We still continue fighting. We will continue fighting, for generations and generations to come, right? Especially when you consider the fact that we are the most friendly nation ever. Like South Africans are so friendly. South Africans are so accepting and welcoming, right? But we also deal with racism in our workplaces, and it's hidden racism, actually it's not. To be fair, it's actually quite in your face, now that I think about it. Because back home, we could be like, it's hidden because they try to act like it's not there, like gaslight us. But here, it's actually in your face, and it's like, because of you, you're this race, I'm going to give you this salary. And because you're this race, I'm going to give you this salary. You guys do the exact same things. You guys are just as qualified, but, but listen, we just keep it moving. We just keep it moving. I'm like, let's just keep it moving. Now, I'm going to get into the pros because like I did in my first video, I don't like focusing on the negatives. I will get into the pros. Listen, another pro besides the transportation would have to be online shopping. It is so convenient, guys. It is the most convenient thing. China is so technologically advanced that you can order anything, anytime, anywhere. You can use WeChat or Alipay, right? And even like I'm talking about instant online shopping. I'm not talking about like using other platforms for like clothes or hair or shoes or whatever, but I'm talking about like commodities that you need instantly. It is so convenient. Literally, it could be 1 a.m. and I'm like, I'm craving myself some McDonald's, and right there. Or listen, you could even buy morning after pills instantly. You don't even have to, you have back home, you need to fill in the medical forms at the pharmacy, and make sure that you're not actually pregnant or whatever. Like, I've discovered here, you can just get it wherever you are. Go on Alipay, type in emergency contraceptives. Or actually, don't type in that. First, go translate it on Google, copy that, and put it into the app, and you can get it instantly in 30 minutes, and it costs like absolutely nothing. But I understand why that's accessible, because of the population. They're not trying to have more people. So I get that part, but it's so convenient, guys. Literally anything, water, flowers, all the flowers that I get, that person has definitely bought it like this instantly. It's the delivery, it's prompt, it's quick, it's just moving. So it's very convenient. And also there are like Kwadi boxes, like your little post box, it's like post boxes, which I will take a picture of and post it on my Instagram. But like different post boxes, it's like one big box with little boxes, right? So you will get a text that will just say, hey, one of your deliveries is in box A123. You just go to A123, you scan the QR code with WeChat, comes out. I can say that the QR code system is really like, it's one of the most efficient things ever, right? Because anything and everything that needs to be accessed the QR code just needs to be scanned, and the information is readily available. So I can say the online shopping here is so convenient, so easy, and it's a blessing, right? So the next pro for me, personally, as an expat, I personally really love the fact that I've met so many different people from so many different countries. China for me sometimes feels like university all over again. It feels like roads all over again. Really, I don't know why roads, but it does feel like roads all over again. Less of U-Offs, but more of roads for me. I don't know why. It's like, maybe because that's where I was for most of my studying. But roads all over again, but like in first year, second year. Because there's so many people from so many countries. And like in university, there's so many people from so many different provinces, from so many different cultures, right? But yes, the same thing, but not provinces. It's different countries, different nationalities, different continents. And it's so interesting. Like, it's so fun. It is fun. And it can get addictive because you've got a steady income. You meet different people. You can go out. You can spoil yourself. You can have a little bit of your own savings. You can start your own thing here. Like, I started a channel here because it's fun. I'm at peace. You right? So it can get addictive, right? You can find yourself coming to China with the plan of being here for 2 years and end up being here for like 6 years, 7 years, because you're like, why would I go back home? To what? To what salary? To what lifestyle? To what standard of living? To what convenience? So it's like mo China. It's really fun, especially at the age that I'm at right now. Like, I'm young, I've got no kids, I've got no husband, my obligations are quite minimal. So it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I enjoy traveling between cities, going on holidays as I please. It's really fun. COVID has robbed us. It has really robbed us. We can't travel now, right? Internationally, of course. So that obviously does suck, but nonetheless, like traveling in the country, there are so many beautiful towns, so many beautiful counties, cities, coastal areas also, like, it's beautiful. So you end up just extending your stay, because why would I go home where I have a corporate job that can only accommodate certain things? So, the best advice for anybody that would come here is remember that it is very temporary. It is temporary, because you can be in a situation where you have to leave and you can't come back, right? So it is very temporary. So make sure that you've got plans beyond China, right? And my plans beyond China, child, is getting a rich man, which I've got. No, I'm joking. No way. We're actually hustling together. But what I mean is, plan beyond it. See whatever skills you can acquire online, study online. There are so many qualifications that you can acquire or obtain online, and I would advise a lot of people to do that, especially if you're planning on coming to China, and especially if you are in China, because you can find yourself being stuck in the same routine. Of course, if this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, that is also beautiful. Do that. But if you're a person like me that still loves your corporate job, I would suggest, study, better yourself, especially if this is not your actual career, like teaching English, right? But it's fun. Like, it's really fun. And it's funny because at first I thought I'm coming to China for a year. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I told my family, I was like, guys, I'm coming for a year or a year and 6 months, and then I'm coming back home. So y'all don't have to worry. I will be back home very soon. Honey, it was a whole 12 months later, and I was like, guys, I don't know when I'm coming back home now. I am staying in China for quite some time. And this year, October, will be 2 years, and my family, my mom, keeps on asking me, Nana, when are you coming back home? And I'm like, Mom, I don't know though. I don't know, because this is where I'm meant to be at the moment in my life, in this place in my life, at this phase. This is where I'm meant to be, and I love where I'm at. It's fun, and funny enough, I enjoy the teaching also, right? But I know it's very temporary for me, but I really enjoy it. And I also enjoy, like, seeing myself grow. Like, I have grown so much from being an expat. Like, being an expat has really helped me grow emotionally and mentally, because I have found myself, period. And it's funny because when I left SA, I remember saying to both my mom and dad separately that I hope that when I leave China, I will leave as a different person. I hope that I grow. Yeah. But as I was saying, it's funny because this is not a Christian nation, but I have found myself growing spiritually so much, because you have to face your reality, and you have to decide how you deal with that reality. And I'm sure it's pretty known now, like, I'm born again. I believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And I'm just like, that is the only way I dealt with anything, because I had nobody else. I had nothing else to turn to, nobody else to turn to but the higher being that I believe in, and that has enabled my growth. Just to wrap up the whole thing, the whole vlog, or the whole sit down, it's been so great. It's been the best 2 years of my life. There have been so many challenges. Listen, sometimes I get into cabs and I play South African music. I play amapiano, and the cab driver's also there, like, dancing, and I'm like, yes, let's dance. Fun. So sometimes, you don't have to conform to where you are. Sometimes bring a little bit of who you are, where you're at, like, play music, go to the African clubs, go to the African scenes, because that is who you are at the end of the day, and embrace that no matter where you are. And I found myself, loving the fact that I can do fully who I really am, and also just get to know who, how things are done here, how the parties are. Listen, Chinese people drink, child, banwa. Like, lastly, this is the last point. Alcohol is 24/7 in China, ne? Now, I don't promote alcohol abuse. I don't promote alcohol intake. No, that is not the brand, right? But banwa. So if you are that person that loves adult beverage, like alcohol 24/7, there's no curfew, yeah, alcohol. There's no, pick and pay liquor, like a 9. And now I know it probably changed because of the curfew. Listen, any time. You could be chilling at your place 2 a.m. Delivery guy that just came to drop the food, the same guy drops the alcohol any time of the day. The convenience stores, right? The convenience stores are like your convenience stores back home that are with the petrol stations, right? Or at the petrol stations. Those convenience stores, those ones sell alcohol. The family marts. Oh my God, this cute dress though. The family marts. The I've forgotten that. The 7-Elevens. Listen, alcohol anytime. From your sparkling wine, your Moscato, your Prosecco, your whiskeys, listen, obviously not a lot. It's not a liquor store, but it is available. So listen, when I say everything is accessible, I mean everything. And those are the pros also. Like, you can find most things in convenience stores also. Your fruit stores, right? Now, I always find this funny that, back home you've got like a fruit and veg. Here, the veggies are sold in supermarkets and the fruit stores are separate. The fruit stores, guys, it's like a 12. Literally, I had one family that used to sell fruit close to where I used to live. And never like a 12. Like, I'd literally crave mango at about 11:30 p.m. and you just see me putting on whatever I'm putting on and heading to go buy some mango. That is sold. Yeah, fruit is sold until like 12 midnight. Obviously in some areas, but most of the areas. So yeah, and like Homenat, I could go on and on about my experience in China. There will be a lot of story times about China. For the people that have DM'd me and asked me about what are the requirements to teach English in China, I will drop a video on that, a very informative one. However, because of the pandemic and of how it has affected South Africa, I don't know when that is going to allow, foreigners to, come teach English or even to visit, because I know visas are not granted, the consulates are closed back home. So I will drop a video on that, but also do consider like other countries like South Korea. There are so many other Asian countries like South Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, that, where you can go teach English. Of course, China pays quite a relatively good amount, but yeah. Now, this is the end of my great video, my great chit chat. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't understand what you're doing with your life if you're not subscribing. Hit thumbs up and the notification bell, but most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and share my link. Like, when you ask for sneakers or hair or shoes or whatever, hit that share button. Maybe I should have a giveaway. I think I should have a giveaway of like the person that shares, I don't know, my link how many times, I don't know how they get to win like cash or something from here that I'll ship back home to them or whichever country they're from. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Share my link, and thank you for watching this beautiful, fun sit down. I really enjoyed it. See you later.